Hey y'all, it's Wednesday and we're in Wynnewood, headed north to Billings. And in a few seconds, I'm going to show you another tip I learned today on the tire inflation systems on these trailers. Okay, these tire inflation system on these trailers, this dolly's got one and this trailer's got it too. Now, when I hooked up this morning, this light right up here was on. It's white light. And that's supposed to tell you that you have a difference in inflation in your tires, okay? But that's not all it might tell you. Now, usually when I get one of these, I don't know what the sensitivity on these systems are, how many pounds difference they have to be between tires before it lights up. I don't think it's very much, just a couple of pounds probably. But what I usually do is one tire might have lost about a pound or two. So I'll get hooked up, charge the trailer with the air, and I'll run around the yard, do my other things I need to do, and usually it evens out, light goes out. But today I did that, light didn't go out. So I ran around the yard a couple times more, bumped all the tires, and they, the truck driver can tell what the air pressure is on his foot, right, when he kicks the tires. Well, maybe not for real, but you can tell if it's low, significantly low. And they all felt good and hard. I mean, they all felt even to me, the way they sounded. So the best thing to do is go to the shop, right? So I went to the shop and he bumped the tires and said they all felt good, and he wasn't sure what else to do other than take all the connections off and check all the tires. And you could hear the air running through this trailer trying to figure out what the insufficiency was. So what we finally ended up doing was he went around and checked all the different connections. And this connection right down here was loose. You can move it with your hand. And you couldn't hear air coming out of it, but it was a little greasy around that. And that could be a little indication of a leak. It wasn't leaking noticeably, but you could hear the air moving through the trailer, trying to get it to even out. So we took a chance in tightening that up, so we didn't have to go tearing other things apart. There's a fitting that goes down into the axle, to where these lines run through into the axle, and we didn't want to get into that and taking tires off and maybe replacing tires. So we tightened that up, started up, ran around the yard a little bit, went into the restroom, came out, and I was walking out of the restroom. The light was still on, so I was walking towards it, boom, light went out. So that's what it was. It can be something simple like that. So before you go tearing into the system to try to figure out what it is, or assume that it's a tire that's bad or leaking, or because I looked all around on all these tires and there wasn't any bolts or nails that I could find. I checked all the sidewalls. I always check the inside sidewalls of these tires because I've had bulges and cracks that other drivers haven't noticed, and then they could blow out. But I checked all of that. All that was good. And but yeah, check those fittings if you have a light come on or something like that on the dolly. See, our tractors don't have that system, but any trailer or dolly that has that system, check that out. That could be your issue. Make sure everything's tight before you go tearing into the system and all that. So that's all I have for you today. A quick tip on these tire inflation systems. I will link my previous video on these tire inflation systems in the comments and in the description. But until next time, go down in the description, check out my Instagram group, Mark's Trucking Life Facebook group, and now my Mark's Trucking Life MeWe group, MEWE, new social platform. Everybody seems to be going for that in Parlor. Not on Parlor yet with the group, but check those out, and we'll see you next time.